Okay, we're going to start with map interface in Java. Map is a Java collections framework interface that is very similar to dictionary. If you're familiar with Objective-C, then you might have heard of dictionary classes. So basically, we're going to discuss about the map interface. Okay, and that's part of Java collections. As you know, java.util is the package which is containing almost every collections. So we're going to create a new class in Java, new Java class. Select the class, next, map demo. Okay, this is the class that's done. By default, the constructor was created. I have deleted that. Let me remind you of one example that we have already discussed earlier. When we were trying to store the student's information, we used to have a student class. In the student class, we used to have the student name, roll number, etc. As well as we used to have students' marks, and that used to be an array. Similarly, student subjects, that used to be an array. So whenever somebody is interested to know a student's mark in a specific subject, then he needs to go through two different variables, okay, or two different references. One is the marks array, another one is the subjects array. In subjects array's zeroth index, the subject is there, and that corresponding mark in the mark for that subject is in the marks array zeroth index. So we had some complexity in handling this situation, but we never get to know how a student has scored a mark in a specific subject. So to know that, we had to basically loop across all the variables present, all the data present in a specific array. So map is an interface in which we can store two different data together. Okay, say for example, if you say subject marks, then it's going to have two values at the same time. There will be a subject and mark is there. So basically it's a key and value pair. Whenever we talk about maps in Java, it's a key and value pair. When we ask, hey map, what is the value for a key, then the map is going to go look for the specific map, a specific key, and give you the value. And when you want to give the map, when you want to store some new value, key value pair into the map, then we need to say this is the key and this is the value. So let's do one thing, let's go into the code and see how basically Java maps are very much helpful for us. Okay, map is an interface, just type map. So every class and interface in Java, they start with a capital letter. This M stands for that. So it says that map is either a class or an interface. So let's do one thing, let's use control and space. Then you can find there are like many examples. This is the one which we are looking for, java.util.map. And this I icon, it says that it's an interface. So java.util.map is an interface. So what we're going to do, we are going to double click on that or press enter. Once you press enter, you can see there are two things, K and V. So if you remember list interface, we said if we want to create a list of string, then within these two brackets, angular brackets, we wish to specify string. And that list was capable of holding only string values, right? As I have already told you, map is an interface and it is capable of storing key and value. That is two different types of data. Say for example, if I want to store a string value, that's a subject, and its corresponding value like the mark of that subject. So the subject is going to be the key over here, and the mark that he has scored in the subject is going to be the value. So we need to focus on the types. Subject is a string type, so we can write string, and the value string is the key, that is the subject is the key, and the value is mark, that is an integer value. So we're going to type integer. Fine. This is how basically we define a map. So now let's just define how the map is going to be, like what are the different type of data that we can store in the map, what is the type of key and what is the type of value. Fine. Now I'm going to give it a name like subject marks equals to. Then I'm going to create the object. So on the right hand side of the equal symbol or the assignment operator, we used to define the object, right? Once the object is created, it's automatically assigned to the reference on the left hand side of the assignment operator. So on the left hand side, we have said that it's a map interface. As we all know that we cannot create the object of interface because it doesn't have any body, it doesn't have any meaning. So we need to call the object, we need to call the constructor of a class. Okay, if we want to create an object, then we need to call the constructor of that class. Okay, to hold a map, or there are many implementation of the map. Map is the interface. There are many classes which are actually implementing this map interface. The most widely used is HashMap. So we are going to create the object of HashMap by calling the constructor of HashMap. So we are going to call new HashMap, right? So we're going to call the constructor of HashMap. Let's click enter. Fine. Now see, the HashMap is ready. In Java, generics as in the map can store any type of data. Java says that this map is capable of storing any type of data, but we want to store a specific type of data. So we have said map of string and integer. In generics, nothing is compulsory. You can omit these parts, right? It's fine, but it gives you a warning. Like Java is still not sure what type of data you are trying to put into this map. So we have said, okay, fine, we're going to put a string key and a value, an integer value. Similarly, while creating the object, we're going to tell the same thing to Java, that this is going to be string and we're going to store an integer value. Now the map reference is created, the HashMap object is created. And if we want to access the object that is created, we're going to use this variable, subject marks. Fine. The first thing that I'm going to insert into this map is subject marks dot. If I want to add something into the map, if I want to insert something into the map, basically there is a method called as put, map.put. And you can see the key is the string value and the value is an integer value. Suppose I want to store the value, like I want to store a mark of English. Suppose I have scored some 45 in English. So English is the key. In English, I have scored 45. So the key field is going to be English. And the value is going to be 45. Done. Now one subject mark is created. Similarly, if I'm trying to create, if I want to put another mark into that subject marks, I can copy this line and I can give the different next value. So for example, mathematics, different value. Now you can see it acts like a list, like we can put as many data, as many key value pairs as possible. At the same time, it is acting as a dictionary. It is acting like it's going to keep a key as well as a value. So we can keep as many marks as we want. So now I have created 4 key value pairs. Third one is science, English, math, science, and social science. Fine. Great. Now we have created 2 different subjects and their corresponding values, and we have put them into the map. Hope this is clear till now. We have how we have created the map and we have inserted the values. If you want to display it on console, as always we used to use sysout. Use sysout control space system.out.println and the name of the reference that we want to print. Paste. Save the class. Right click, run as Java application. Now you can see how the output is looking like. It is these 2 curly brackets are there. It specifies that it's a map. Within that we have key equals to value, comma, key equals to value, key equals to value, and key equals to value. So this way it has it has displayed all the mappings, all the key value pairs which are present within the map. Now the map is containing 4 different values, right? Suppose I'm very much interested to know what is the mark that I have scored in science. Okay, so what is the mark that I have scored in science? I'm going to create a new variable, science mark equals to, I'm going to use this map subject marks dot. I'm calling the map and I'm asking for the mark that I have scored in science. So I'm going to use the next method that's called as get, map dot get. See, while I'm going to call this get, it is accepting an object type, a key. So I'm going to give the key. I'm going to give the key science and I'm going to wait for the result. So I'm going to call map.get and over here I'm going to pass science. So what is going to happen? The subject marks is containing 4 different entries, right? So it is going to search for each and every entry. Whenever it finds it is science, so this science, this value and this value, when they are equal, it is going to return us this value. Okay, the corresponding value associated with the key is going to be returned. And if you look at this, you can see this is an integer value, right? So whenever there is a map of some key type and some value type, we are going to call the map and we're going to ask for the value associated with a key. So over here we're calling get and we're passing the key. So basically it is searching for the value associated with this key. So it will go across all the values and whenever it finds the key which is matching with this key that I have searched for, then it's going to return us the value that is associated with that key. And we know it's an integer value. So we can store that within an int, or if we want to store within an integer, we can store that as well. Now fine, we have stored the value of science subject, okay, science key. So if I want to print that value, I can use sysout mark obtain in science, yes, science mark. Fine, so let's run the code. So it says mark obtained in science is 52. Okay, suppose I want to just add one more value to the map. And one more beauty of this map is we don't specify any size over here. We don't specify any size. So this map is actually capable of storing as much data as possible as per the system boundaries. If the system is not allowing the system is having a limited amount of memory, RAM, right? So it cannot go beyond that. So it has a limitation of its own. But that is going to store some crores of data. We're not interested to store crores of data into our primary memory. So when there is a need of storing some hundreds, thousands, or some 10,000 or lakhs of data, we can store them in a map. But going beyond that is it's actually not good, not a good practice. So now I have stored 4 different values. I have never said how many data I am going to store within this map. I have stored 4 values. The map is working fine. It has printed the data. Then I have tried to find one element, okay, find one key value pair and get the value. I have used the get method and I have got the value. The map is still okay. Suppose I want to add one more value, one more key value pair. So I'm going to access the map using the map's reference subject marks dot. Again I'm going to call put and I'm going to give the key and value. The value is suppose 80. See, the map is not giving any error till now. Now I want to print the map again. So if you want to print the map, just copy and paste this line. Okay, fine. So let's run the code again and let's see what is the output. See, initially the map was containing 4 pairs: English, science, mathematics and social science. Now it is containing English, language, science, mathematics. So this new entry, it has come into picture. Okay. So the map is dynamic, it can be added, it can be updated, it can also help you delete some of the entries. Suppose I want to update the value, update the update the mark that I have secured in mathematics to a different value. So over here I'm going to tell that sysout adding one more mark. So after adding that mark, this is the result. Similarly, I'm going to update which one? Mathematics marks. So I'm going to call the same method, put method, and I'm going to give the same key over here. So I'm pointing to the last entry that it had, and I'm going to tell that no, he has scored some 80, 85. So if I print the value, if I print the map over here, so it's going to give me the updated value of mathematics. So what it does is it basically overrides the last value that we have. It first checks if the map is containing a key with the name mathematics. So it will go line by line. It found English, it's fine, it's not same as mathematics. Then it will check for mathematics, okay, it's the same one. So what it is going to do, it is going to remove the earlier value and update this new value. Okay, so when I print the map after updating the mathematics marks, then the output is going to be the updated value for mathematics. So you can have a look at this. Fine. See, no new entry for mathematics is there. The last mathematics value was 64. After updating the marks for mathematics, now I'm getting the updated value of mathematics. So we don't have two different keys. We can never have two different keys with the same name. So a single key, like all the keys in the map, they're going to be unique. If you try to put a different value with the same key that already existed in the map, then it is going to update the last value that you had. That's the concept of map. Suppose I want to remove a mark. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove a mark. Sysout removing signs. Fine. Subject map dot remove, and we're going to pass the key. So every time I'm talking to the map, I'm basically querying, I'm basically asking the map to operate on a specific key. So when I said put a new data into this map with the key language, so it has found that there is no such key existing in the map, so it will create a new entry in the map. Now I have given mathematics, it found mathematics already present, so it will update the new mathematics value. Now I'm telling that remove signs. So basically it is going to remove the entire key and value pairs from the map. So after removing this, I'm going to print the value of the map. Understood? So it's going to contain just 4 entries, and you can see the signs field is missing. So that is removed. After removing signs, the signs field is removed. So we have seen how we can create a map using the HashMap constructor. Then we have entered some of the subjects into map. Okay, some of the key and value pairs into the map by calling the put method. Then we have seen how we can get some value from the map using the get method and passing the key. Then we have seen how we can add one more entry to the map. So that is automatically added into the map using the same put method, key and value pair. Then I have tried to modify some old mapping. So if the map is containing some old key and value, I have tried to modify it using the same put method. It will be automatically updated. That is the concern of map interface. Okay, and at the end we have tried to remove one element from map, and we have successfully deleted that entry from the map. Hope this is clear. Just let me know if you have any issues.